You can walk anywhere in this world, and niggas will be like, where you from, New York?
Yeah.
Anywhere. They not saying, where you from, Cali? Where you from, New Mexico? Are you from Detroit? No, nigga.
And so,
where you from, nigga, New York?
Let me show you how arrogant New Yorkers is. We don't even think we got an accent. They're like, you got an accent. I'm like, no, motherfucker. You got an accent.
Alcohol, right.
And last but not least, we're going to combine all the previous concepts and we're going to correlate it to the Knicks' fourth quarter issues. Especially headed into the postseason, we have some bad losses where we gave up leads or the offense stalled, particularly against the Boston Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. But we'll be taking also a look at a few of the matchups that we had with the Pistons that went down to the wire. This right here is the most recent matchup going up against the Detroit Pistons. It's a tie game, 5 minutes left. We got a guard-on-guard screen between Tim Hardaway Jr. and Cade. We got Deuce and Brunson involved. And this is some of the concepts we spoke about earlier as Brunson right here. His effort and energy on the get back to Tim Hardaway Jr. is really what's going to make the difference. Is right here. He's just a tad bit too late. And the Pistons are able to get a layup out of that. Now jump into the Knicks matchup against the Celtics where we need a stop. About 3 minutes left to go. Knicks down 5. And pay attention to the action right here between KP and Pritchard with Towns and Brunson. And look at Josh Hart. He's going to help out. Now, even though it was a great strip, look what happens if KP catches it. Because he was already making his turn to look this way because he understands Brunson is in a 2v1 situation. It leaves us to wonder what would be the rotations had KP was able to make this turn. Would Mikal then jump to Tatum? Would OG then jump to Pritchard? Brunson jump to Drew Holiday? How tight are the Knicks rotations on defense when the action kind of goes through a scramble? All right, so the Knicks are down 1. They need to stop right here, and let's see what happens when they concede on these switches. Mikal now is on KP, and nothing becomes of that little pick and roll that him and Derek White just ran. See, you could live with these. Let KP make the play down low and sort of let the Celtics kind of live with that one-on-one ISO action and let them make the shot. Because right here, they're going to run another screen. Because this is exactly what they want right here. They want that double so they could exploit that and get one of the shooters an open shot. It's a clean look, but we escaped it. But sometimes them conceding to some of these switches, it leaves the onus on the Celtics to make the play. Celtics last year in the finals ran the same game on Luka Doncic. No doubles. They switched on basically everything. And they didn't allow their defense to get break down in any 2v1 situations for Luka to just pick them apart. So sticking to the Celtics game, the Knicks are down 1. About 1:30 left. They get a switch right here with Derek White. And now they look to exploit that 1v1 with KP. We've been kind of spoiled this season. These are not going to fall all the time. Back to the Knicks' most recent game against the Pistons. They get a switch right here. They're down 6. About a minute left in the game. Down 6. They get the 5th overall pick right here, the young rookie, Holland. And I'm surprised they don't call for another screen from Cat to get the rookie in this mix right here. But also, with Bridges, we could use some more aggressiveness. Why not box out the smaller Dennis Schroeder while he's backpedaling right here? Sort of almost like Jimmy Butler. And just perhaps leave Brunson with an option to throw it over the top or even pull the defender even more in. Just Mikal being that aggressive changes the whole dynamic right here. Just look at all that space Mikal has. Wow. Should have definitely boxed out Schroeder right there. This offense could be operating with so much more imagination. And that last Piston game kind of left us yearning for a little bit more because the Knicks don't necessarily have another aggressive perimeter player out on the wing that's just looking to score. Like aggressively, just as Brunson is looking to get his bucket. Because in this game right here, especially in the last, I would say 3 minutes, Mikal just He dribbled into no man's land. He had quite a few turnovers because he gave up his dribble too quick, just making tough passes. Here's a prime example of it here. Under 2 minutes left, we're down 7. Mikal, he's gonna dribble right into no man's land, right into a double. I mean, why not take a step back? You got space. It's not like he's hugged up on the sidelines with nowhere to go. But him giving up his dribble right here almost leads to the crazy turnover. And for Mikal, is he going to be ready? Because his time to shine is going to happen during the playoffs at some point. Knicks right here, they're up 1, 55 seconds left to go. Mikal's trying to get this switch on White, but it doesn't necessarily happen. And then White ends up blitzing. So right here, Brunson with a nice pass. So now it's 4-3. And this is the big moments, man. Like, hopefully Mikal is ready for it and not ducking the smoke. There's no avoiding it. There's going to be a moment in the playoffs where he's going to have to come up big in this exact spot. And his decision making is going to be very pivotal. We know he does not like to dribble in tight spaces. Here we go again in the most recent matchup against the Cavs, down 3. Mikal's going to get a pick right here. He's going to throw a pick on Dean Wade, try to get this switch. And for a split second, he's wide open. And this is a smaller Darius Garland. Why not take this shot? This is the game time shot right here. But Mikal is going to take a dribble in. And the Knicks are going to settle for a more difficult shot. That was the game time shot right there, Mikal. Things are going to get interesting because the Knicks don't necessarily have another perimeter player that's looking for a shot. This is the game time shot right there. Mikal with that high release has plenty of height over Garland. This should get tricky because this is the momentum he has going into the playoffs. Crunch time games against the Pistons, the Celtics, and the Cavs. And I'll leave it up to you fellas to be the judge of that. Now with the Knicks up 1, 20 seconds left to go, Tibbs started opening up some of the imagination on the offensive playbook. As Anthony Towns does a ghost screen right here. So he kind of leaves Drew Holiday with a 2v1 situation, being that 40% shooter. And look at Josh Hart. Look at that cut. This is a beautiful play right here. Shit kind of gets sexy when not too much ISO is involved. As we jump back to the most recent matchup with the Cavs and the Knicks, it's all about momentum heading into these playoffs. A lot of concepts I touched base earlier in this segment with Jalen Brunson's effort being consistent on these pick and rolls. The hedging, the ball pressure, and the recovery. It has to be consistent. And right here with 2 minutes left in the game, Knicks down 1. He hedges nicely, but there's no ball pressure. It's an easy bounce pass right here by Garland. And this inconsistency was very apparent in the Knicks' third matchup against the Detroit Pistons, where Cade really was going in. He was breaking the Knicks down play by play to close out that fourth quarter. This guy was on some training day surgical shit, just blowing past guys. Brunson in the pick and roll, down 2, needing a stop, just half-ass effort on the hedge. And Cade was just doing his thing, finding guys wide open. And that miss right there goes to an earlier point that I had made, in which Cade would have way more assists, but he doesn't really necessarily have the shooters if Hardaway Jr. and Beasley are not on their A game. But again, sticking to the third matchup between the two, Brunson hedges right here. And where he landed right here, was in front of Dolan? I don't know who the hell this guy is, but man, where he landed right here, there's no point of a return to Hardaway Jr. So Mikal, he would have to switch right here. He would have to concede to that switch and just go on Hardaway Jr. But because they didn't switch, everybody rotates. Beasley hits the shot. Knicks better not let him do that ugly ass dance at MSG. I tell you that. Fast forward back to our most recent matchup against the Cavs. See, again, these scenarios are going to play out. JB with the strong hedge, but there's no recovery at this point. And I don't get it with Mikal. So Brunson is just supposed to get back to his man by just walking across you. Like, you just needing a stop. Not much time left in the game. They got a good look off right there. On some of these hedges, there's just no point of return. Like, this is a switch right here. Like, Brunson really has to go across him to get back. This just doesn't make any sense. Garland is out of this play. I kind of harping on these switches because all season long, it's really been an issue. We've seen Draymond Green get an easy layup in Golden State to win the game. The same scenario almost played out at MSG when Lonzo Ball had all day and was trying to style on the Knicks at the Garden. He was trying to show off, but he missed the shot. But he had all day. My man could have hopped on an Uptown 6 train during rush hour and then came back to still take the shot before someone contested it. And it's all because of the switching. Just jump into one of the last games against the Cavs. Knicks down 2 with about a minute left. And right here, they don't concede the switch, which I'm surprised because they've been doing it all game long, all season long. But Strus, he's been hot. So now Mikal, he actually switches on Strus and it leaves Garland to blow by Brunson. Again, just having the synergy of knowing when to switch, when not to switch. But it's a tough call right here because Strus, he was hot. He was hot in this game from 3. He was doing his thing. So, but hey, Cameron Payne said it the best: early, loud, and continuous. And that's what some of these perimeter defenders are going to have to be for the Knicks. If it's a combination of Josh Hart and Mikal defending any kind of pick and roll involving K, same thing for JB and Mikal, or JB and Deuce. This team right now, the Pistons, I'm not going to lie, they got a little swagger. They got a little pep to their step. I can't be mad at it because East Coast basketball, that's what we're all about. That's the kind of shit that we love. The shit talking, the physicality. It's great to see this actually come back into the league. And New York State's own Isaiah Stewart looks like he's ushering that kind of bad boy era back. But the Knicks definitely going to have the advantage on this matchup. They have better experience, the better offensive players. But we'll see, man. Detroit, they're young. They ain't got nothing to lose. And this could be a rah-rah series. But we'll see how it plays out. Until next time, you fellas, stay safe. Peace.